So we are on the last day of the crack band boom here on Rosario, and we are amazingly surprised with our guest. We have an exclusive interview with none other than Mr. Chris Bachalo. Is it right, Bachalo or Bachalo?
Bachalo.
Bachalo. That's something that we always discuss about. Is it Bachalo? Is it Bachalo?
I like the way you say.
Bachalo.
I like the way you say my last name. Yeah, Bachalo.
Bachalo.
Yeah, the Argentinian way sounds beautiful. I enjoy it.
Glad to hear that. Mr. Bachalo, or can I call you Chris?
Chris.
Chris, you've been working on comic books since I remember. I started collecting your book when you were on Uncanny X-Men, right after Matt left, Joe Madureira. Your work is amazing. Since when you started drawing?
I started drawing with a purpose. Let me start over. I started drawing with a purpose when I was a junior in high school, which would have made me 15 years old. It was a very conscious decision. I sat in on when I was a sophomore, the year before, I sat in on a friend's art class, and I was fascinated by the work they were doing, and I had this epiphany, this idea that that's something that I thought I would be really good at. And the following semester I took 2 art classes, and I really enjoyed it, and I decided that I wanted to be a comic book artist. I put together a plan as to how to get there. It was like a 12-year plan, and so I was 15. I gave myself until the age of 27 to get in the business, and then I would stop trying. So I took art in high school. I was living in Southern California, and I went through the illustration program at Long Beach State University in Southern California, and learned a lot about art. At that point, I sent examples of my work to the different publishers at the time, got rejected by everybody, and then about 6 months later, DC Comics sent a postcard asking me what I was up to, sent them new work, and at that point, that's when I got hired to draw Shade the Changing Man.
That's where pretty much everybody remembers you from Shade with Milligan, that he's also here in the convention. But I think we all pick you from a very specific work you did, and that is Death, the High Cost of Living. That's when everybody took notice of your work, and it's like, wait a minute, who is this guy? And we were surprised, and we treasured that collection because it was like an eye-opening from our perspective. And then we went back to what else this guy did, and we pick up Shade. Now, I am a collector of your work. I see Bachalo and I pick it up. I'm totally biased by your work, and I can't help it but notice that you have a tendency, and I don't mean it in a bad way, to work with some other people too. I mean, when you work on a series, you don't always do the whole series. You sometimes have a feeling artist. Why is that?
I think just with the amount of detail and the pace at which I draw. Working on a monthly comic, I can't complete 12 issues in 1 year. So I think usually when I was working full time on interiors, I was at a good pace if I was creating like 8 to 10 issues a year. And so I might do 3 issues, have a fill-in artist or 2, and then do 3 or 4 issues, have a fill-in artist or 2, and then at the end of the year, I'd be 8 to 10 issues. And so like the best pace I could do at the time, so I couldn't draw it. And I just put a lot of thought and time and detail into the drawings, and I'm just a little bit slower, and so and I can't keep at a pace where I can do 12 issues a year.
Yeah, I mean, because I know one of the things I love about your work is just that, the detail that you put on your work, which is amazing. And I know that it's very time consuming to do that. But that was my assumption too. I mean, this guy works so detailed that it takes longer than a month to finish an issue. But it was something that I was in my mind forever, and I wanted to ask you personally, why was the situation? Now, you work on Spider-Man, on Sinister Spider-Man, Uncanny X-Men. You had your own work when you did steampunk. You worked on Captain America. Do you have a favorite title that you said that is my best work, or the one that I enjoyed the most?
Here's how I like to answer that question. Like, for me, each title was a different experience for me. They're like, I look at them like as if they're like my kids, and I love them all. I've been very lucky to work with terrific writers on terrific titles, and I mean, I enjoy some of them a little bit more than others, and some of them for different reasons. But so I really couldn't say that there's a favorite out there. For example, like working on Shade the Changing Man, it was the first monthly that I worked on. Great learning experience. I was blessed to work with Peter Milligan, who wrote terrific scripts in which I could follow easily, and which I can be very creative as well. And then Death, High Cost of Living, that changed my life because the book was very successful, and I realized at the time that at that point I'd probably never have to look for work again, and I haven't. And then Generation X came along, and that was like an amazing experience. And then I was on Uncanny, and then Witching Hours, my first creator-owned title, and that was a different kind of experience. And I was working with Jeff Loeb, and the style was evolving. And then I was on Steampunk, and it goes on and on. Like, I could say that about every single book that I've worked with, right up to the last monthly I worked on, which was Doctor Strange. It was a great experience working with Jason Aaron. Super, just love his sense of humor and his storytelling, and he gave me lots of creative stuff to lots of interesting stories where I can be creative.
Okay, two more questions. The first one, do you like working the most with a tight script or with a Marvel style script?
That's a really tough question for me. I'd probably prefer to work with a tight script. When I'm designing the pages, I include the words, the word balloons in the design of the page. So it's really great to know how much dialogue is going to be in each panel, where I can leave the appropriate amount of space. I think that's very important to me. So, like, full script usually has most of the dialogue. So when I'm designing the page, I know where everything's going to go. And so when I turn the work in, I usually turn a copy of the page and indicate where I think the balloons on that page should go to the editor. And so, I mean, most times they follow them along. It's really great, and it's a nice guide for them. So for me, yeah, the full script is the best.
Cool. And the last one. Are you working on something right now that we are going to see in a nearby, maybe, future? That you can tell us about, of course. If you are on NDA, no problem.
Yeah. So, long story, but maybe last 4 or 5 years I haven't drawn any interiors, and it's, again, for various reasons. I'm looking at the next 10 years, and considering what I'd like to do. But like right now, I'm not drawing any interiors. I'm mostly focusing on covers. I'm doing commissions. I 4 or 5 years ago, like in my business as a comic book artist, I'm always told what to draw, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start doing drawings that I want to draw. So I get up in the morning, first thing I do is like, you know what, today I want to draw Rogue, and so I draw a picture of Rogue, and I put it up on my store and my website, and if anyone wants to buy it, great. And I sell it really fast, so people seem to really enjoy the drawings. So I do that. I've been doing a lot of covers, and I've been doing game cards for like Marvel Snap and Magic the Gathering, and that's keeping me pretty busy.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate what you're doing for you, for your fans. You're a great man, and we love having you on the show. Again, thank you for your time, and we hope the best for you and the rest of the show.
Muchas gracias.